from Xavier Institute of Management, Bhubaneswar, and we are going to talk about the sustainable practices in the bearing industry. I would start with the industry background. Bearings are mechanized devices employed to reduce friction between rotating equipment. Bearings are also known as anti-friction gears. Bearings find their usage in following sectors: automobiles, railways, electrical motors, electric fans, etc. The current size of global bearing industry stands at $60 billion as per the data released by the industry experts. Indian bearing market is estimated at 85 billion and it constitutes less than 4% of the global bearing demand. A major portion of the bearing market in India is unorganized that caters to the low-end replacement market. With the Indian economy undergoing rapid industrialization, the industry has doubled in the last 5 years and has registered annual gains well above the global average of 35%. With increased infrastructure and industrialization, at least with this trend, should continue for the next 5 years. India is among the fastest growing market for bearings. Close to 40% of the total demand is fulfilled through imports, with the balance being met by indigenous products. Increasingly, bearing manufacturing companies are focusing on sustainability and environmental care. Environment care focuses on the company's responsibility to continually strive to reduce the negative impact on the environment and its own operations and those of its suppliers. Companies are continually taking steps which address environmental impacts at different stages of the product life cycle and the entire value chain of the business. Life cycle management allows the companies to put focus on the raw materials selected, how these are utilized and processed, the energy used by the products when running in customers' installations, and the way in which products are disposed of when they come to end of their useful life.
Indian bearings market. The bearings industry in India is heavily dependent upon imports as the major players are global entities which import majority of products from their global manufacturing units located abroad. India is largely regarded amongst the fastest growing market for bearings in the world, which has ultimately led to a number of multinational companies emerging in the Indian markets such as Timken and Tag Bearings. The Indian bearings industry in present is quite bullish with excellent growth prospects owing to spurt in growth of automobile and industrial sector, which has given substantial rise to the demand for bearings. The top players in bearings market can be listed as Tag Bearings, Timken India, NRB Bearings and SKF India. A major portion of bearings market in India is unorganized that caters to the low-end replacement market. A significant percentage of bearings are imported from countries like Japan, Germany, Singapore, China, France and Italy. The demand for the bearings is derived from two key user segments, the automotive and the industrial sectors. The industrial market is larger than the automobile market in value terms. Total exports of bearings declined by both value and volume terms in 2012-13 compared to the previous fiscal year. The slowdown in exports was on account of the recent crisis in the Eurozone and global recession. The Indian bearings market is characterized with challenges like counterfeit spurious products, rise in prices of raw materials, and growing cost pressure on Indian suppliers. The bearings industry is fairly concentrated, with top 5 players contributing over 90% of overall turnover. SKF India is the leading player in the market, followed by Tag Bearings, NBC Bearings, and Timken India. To meet the growing customer expectations, most of the bearings manufacturers have regularly invested in modern manufacturing technology and have taken a number of initiatives to strengthen their competitive advantage by partnering with customers with a focus on application engineering and R&D to develop advanced products. Now coming to sustainable practices in Tag Bearings India, it uses VRF-based water-cooled air conditioning technology in central air conditioning. It uses energy-efficient air-cooled medium-pressure compressors. It uses LED lights in street lights and production areas. It uses high flashpoint washing fluid in place of low flashpoint washing fluid to reduce consumption. It uses FRP blades in cooling tower fans. It uses high-speed centrifuge for separation of oil from industrial effluent. Trial successful. Air-cooled compressors are being installed and water cooling technology is replaced, thus saving natural resources.
In India, it has established an XIMB Institute which is dedicated to the creation, advancement and sharing of best practices in business ethics. corporate social responsibility, anti-corruption and sustainability. It supports environmental sustainability through pollution prevention, waste management, recycling, energy conservation, and energy saving product innovation in friction management and power transmission. Timken is dedicated to working green and it follows the listed practices such as comprehensive plan to handle the rainwater that falls on the site, vegetated swells within parking areas to slow rainwater so it can be absorbed into the ground, a white roof combined with high efficiency heating and cooling components that save 32% on energy usage compared with cold compliant building without green features, low flow water fixtures, abundant green lighting. Then we will move to the next section, which is global bearing market. So the global bearing market is generally seen as the worldwide sales of rolling bearings comprising ball and roller bearing assemblies of various designs, including mounted bearing units. The market grows around 0 to 1% year on year. Sales through distributor maintain around 30% of world bearing demand, of which around 25% is related to the vehicle service market and around 75% to the industrial market. Europe accounts for 25% of the total world market, with Germany alone accounting for almost 10%. America now represents slightly more than 20% of global market, of which the USA, Canada and Mexico together account for about 80%.
So here we'll look at the power generation from renewables as to what the global companies in the bearings industry adopt based on the renewable sources of energy they use and how they use it. So here we'll look at a few statistics of the power generation adopted by the global companies. As you can see, in Germany, the power generation has varied from 17% to more than 35% in 5 years, and similarly in UK, Italy, France, Brazil, US, China. So the power generation through renewable sources of energy has been increased rapidly. So we'll look at SKF Global, which is the industry stalwart in the bearings industry. So the focus of SKF's technology development today is to reduce the environmental impact of an asset during its life cycle. It integrates environmental life cycle thinking into the product development process. Weight, recyclability, biodegradability, and many more factors are taken into consideration while designing the products. They have deployed ISO 14001 environment management system across all their factories located in 30 countries to reduce the carbon footprint in their operations. They have also adopted various few measures which has resulted in the few reduction in the CO2 emissions by 5%, 50% reduction in volatile organic compound emissions, and also 80% of the recycling rate of grounding swap, which is a major component in bearings manufacturing, has been reduced, and overall usage of water has also been reduced. SKF Bearings also constantly strives to reduce the carbon footprint in the logistics process by adopting to more environmental friendly means of transportation, and this has led to optimizing the fill rate of trucks and use of trains to an annual reduction in the carbon emissions up to 230 tons. So here we'll look at the very famous SKF Beyond Zero project, which has become a industry standards, which has also been adopted by few of its competitors. So what exactly is Beyond Zero project? Beyond Zero project has its merits in it has helped SKF in producing energy efficient bearings. It has also helped them in mechatronics in welding robots, actuators in window facade, by-wire auto throttle in aerospace, and it has also helped them in reducing carbon intensity as well as energy intensity. So we'll look at another company named NSK Bearings, which is also a famous name in the bearings industry. NSK Bearings actions include open communication about their environmental goals, which will hopefully encourage other manufacturers to recognize the economic and human benefits of smart, sustainable practices. The implementation of a material compliance application which tracks regulated substances within NSK products and purchased products against national and global environmental standards has also helped them. As a member of the US EPA Wastewise program, NSK has accomplished a few achievements which are as follows. It has approximately helped them to grow 27,000 trees, 75 million gallons of oil, 11 million gallons of water, 39,000 gallons of gasoline, 6 million kilowatt hours of electricity. These all are the energy consumption as well as the reduction in the energy which it used to consume before. It has also adopted to the ISO 14001 compliance certification, and as well as it has also adopted a few other measures which has helped them in lubricant grease, as well as highest international standards for safety, and also registered as NSF category H3 lubricant.
Coming to the Iono Schaeffler Group, Germany, the motive of the company is to adopt to the best environmental practices by continuous innovation and building compact, energy-efficient products, which helps their business model as well as help in driving sustainability forward. Innovative engineering solutions from Schaeffler are helping manufacturers. A unique bearing solution from Schaeffler is the Iono lightweight balancer shaft and rolling bearing assembly, the weight of which has been optimized to help improve engine efficiency and reduce overall fuel consumption. It also helps in reducing friction by up to 50% over the whole speed range and optimizes weight distribution. A new fag wheel bearing reduces the unsprung masses, which improves the driving characteristics and contributes to reduction in CO2 emissions. The innovative new ball roller bearings results in higher load ratings, usability and longer service life. Air-cooled compressors are being installed and water cooling technology is replaced, thus saving natural resources. It uses LED lights in street lights and production areas. Now coming to the comparative analysis of the global and the Indian standards followed by the previously said companies. We will look into 5 criteria, that is quality, environment, energy efficiency, safety of machines and the functional safety. As you can see, all the global companies follow ISO standards, which for example for quality they follow ISO 9001 2008 quality norms. For environment they follow ISO 14001 norms. But most of the Indian companies are basically subsidiaries of their global parent companies, because of which the specifications they follow is almost similar to those followed in their parent companies, but they just follow the corresponding norms present in the local Indian standards.
Coming to the conclusion, we can see that the bearings industry is dominated by the global players, and there is still a long way to go for sustainable practices to be implemented in India. So thank you for bearing with us, and before going I would like to tell a quote from Mr. Bert Jark Angels. Sustainability can't be like some sort of a moral sacrifice or political dilemma or a philanthropical cause. It has to be a design challenge. Thank you.